Sometimes it's hard to kind of get across to you guys audio products in the videos. I mean, this isn't coming from this amp or this amp or that amp. It's coming from this little amp here. Yes, sports fans, this is the Fosi Audio BT20A. It is another tasty little D-class amp from Fosi Audio, and it is teeny tiny. Of course, very reminiscent of any other Fosi Audio unit that you've used. This comes in a nice steel casing, quite tough, and they've made it in such a way that you can actually crack this bad boy out and swap out the op amp. So if you like playing around, you can take out the op amp, switch it with another unit, and adjust really the overall sound signature of what you're going to get out of this unit. A while ago I did the Fosi Audio TB10D, which you can see on the channel, and I absolutely loved it. And in some ways, I'm not sure how the chips differ between the two units. I think I overall liked the sound signature of the TB10D, but the form factor of this, the Bluetooth connectivity to my phone, the simplicity of operation, and the fact that, you know, it's smaller than that, and it's smaller than that, and it's a lot smaller than that. It's so much nicer just to have this with a couple of bookshelf speakers sitting anywhere you like, connecting them up, and you get fantastic sound. Surprisingly, again, because of efficiencies of Class D amps, this can handle up to 300 watts per channel. Yes, that's at 4 ohms. So for most people plugging into their typical bookshelf speakers, you're going to be looking at about 8 ohms with 150 watt output, but you know, let's make that realistic and just say you're going to get plus 100 watts. It certainly powers my little Q Acoustic 3010s fantastically, drives them effortlessly, probably still get up to around the 1 o'clock mark on the volume dial. Give you another look at that. So we've got the volume dial, and if you get the newer model, I think it actually has it in a nice gold kind of bronze dial on the front. You can press that in and hold it for a few seconds, and that sets it into pairing mode for the Bluetooth, which is this aerial here. And then you've got bass and treble. So very simple adjustments and a very typical clicking switch, which Fosi Audio do on most of their units. Nice hard shell casing, and on the back here, you can see that we've actually got a couple of input options. So we've got the Bluetooth input option with the aerial, and we've also got an RCA line in, stereo line in. So even if you've just got something like an Alexa speaker that you want to plug in here, maybe a DAP, a DAC, any other, you know, audio device that can do an RCA out, you can drop it into here, and there's your stereo outs, which are really, really nice units. I've got 90-degree plugs, unfortunately, so they do fit, but they look a little bit wonky because they stick up. So I would just do straight banana plugs, or you can unscrew them and just do naked wiring straight into the terminal, and there's your power input. It has a TPA3255 chip, which can handle anything from like 24 to 48 volt input. It does come automatically with a power adapter. Power adapter that came with this unit is a 32 volt 5 amp, which is plenty for all I need driving some bookshelves. I have no hesitation that these could probably handle my tower speakers in the lounge, but it's not home theater, right? Like, this is really great for a situation like this, where you have an office or a studio, maybe, you know, your actual office that you go to work every day. Maybe you just want a couple of nice speakers, you know, mounted up in your kitchen. So easy just to power this, couple of speakers, and then anyone with a Bluetooth phone can easily connect to this and stream music. The connectivity is awesome. It's not dropped. So I've been playing it for hours. I've been moving around. You know, you're gonna get a normal, you know, 10+ meter distance. If you're lucky with the extra oomph from the aerial, you know, just maybe a little bit further depending on what kind of interference you've got around. The distance from me to the back of the room is probably only about 4 meters. So you could try longer distance with your phone. Again, if you're not going to use a Bluetooth device though, you can just use the RCA in and have a permanent unit. Typically I have a Amazon round device whose name shall not be mentioned, and I actually take the 3.5mm plug out of that and would plug it into the back of this, and then boom, hey presto, where you go. I love Fosi Audio stuff. It's kind of basic, it's kind of utility, but it just works. The Class D packs some punch. The sound signature isn't as warm or as rich as what I find I get out of like in one of my integrated amps. It's a little bit more clinical, but it's very sharp. The attack is very accurate. It's still musical, but a little bit kind of in just a really high powered kind of, you're making the most of everything that goes through this unit. Sometimes the soundstage that kind of ensues through the speakers from that doesn't feel as wide or as encapsulating as other integrated amp units, but I would really not hesitate at all for anybody that's looking for either a Bluetooth or just something that they want permanently that's going to take up a very small amount of shelf space to have a look at this unit. Nice little rubber feet there just to reduce some issues. And I forgot to mention, it actually has a pre-out as well. So if you want to use this as a with the pre-out going to another unit to help drive and amplify whatever this is going to pre-out, then that's an option for you as well. If you're not looking for the Bluetooth being an important part of what you get and you're looking for a smaller Class D amp, then the TB10D I think had kind of a bit of a richer, warmer bottom end, maybe a little bit, could just be my hearing. But of course you can dial up and down the volume and the treble on these to kind of really sculpt the sound a little bit more to what you would like to listen to. The frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz is pretty standard. If you've got any questions, fire them away in the comments below. BT20A Pro, really a bit of an upgrade on the BT20A with a lot more power, and the pre-out option on this is the biggest kind of difference between the two units. I wish that I could somehow represent the sound and the power that these output to you over the video, but I can't, so you'll just have to take my word that it is a punchy little unit with lots of power, good full sound stage, analytical, not particularly warm. With the treble controls you can do what you want with it, so for the price, yeah, look, it's a 5 stars for me. I can't really sell this short for any reason at all. Build quality, sound quality, power, thumbs up. Any questions, let me know.